Morning, friends. Today we're going to make some ice cream right here in the house without using any freezer. Just using a few simple ingredients. We're going to use the magic of ice and salt to persuade milk that if you shake it up with some sugar and vanilla, you can turn the milk from a liquid into something called a colloid. A colloid, or an emulsion, is a mixture of two things that don't normally go together, like oil and water, in this case milk, fat and water. And we're going to end up making the little pieces of milk fat distribute in the liquid to make a sort of gel, but it's called a colloid. And we know it as ice cream, which if you leave it out in the room will promptly melt on you and turn back into a liquid. So what do we need? Well, first of all, here is my panda companion, who is going to be quite a regular at the table for these experiments. And we have here a few simple ingredients. We have sugar, 2 tablespoons, milk, 1 cup, vanilla essence, that adds some flavoring, rock salt or sea salt. Here we have 1/2 cup, and here we have some ice. I then have 3 Ziploc bags, freezer bags, 1 quart size and 2 gallon sizes. So this is how we are going to make it. Now, I did label everything because once making this experiment, I got the sugar and the salt mixed up, and the ice cream sort of turned out, it looked all right, but when we tasted it, it was pretty terrible. So you don't want that to happen. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put the milk into the bag, the small quart-sized bag. Okay, so I'm going to take the milk and pour it into the bag. Now do be careful here. You don't want it to end up on the table. Okay, there's the milk. Now I'm going to add the sugar. Here it is. I put the sugar in. Okay, so far so good. Next, I'm going to put a few drops of vanilla. There we go. Just a couple drops. So I usually put some in the cap of the vanilla bottle so I don't add too much. Not that you can ever have too much vanilla. Right, I make sure I put the top back on things after I use them so I don't spill. So that's all we need in the smaller bag, is the milk, the sugar, and the vanilla. We are then going to seal the bag pretty securely. Do not try and squeeze as much air out as possible, and then make sure that you are really sealing the top. If you have one of those bags that the color of the top changes when you sealed it securely, make sure you've done that. Okay, there is our bag of milk. Now, what's next? Well, now we're going to get some ice going. I'm going to take my milk bag further down there. I'm going to take my very large bag, and I'm going to put a bunch of ice cubes in there that I got from my freezer. Oh, there we go. Here I have a bag of ice right there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the salt here in the bag. Okay. Now, the next, I'm going to jiggle it around a little bit. And now I'm going to put the milk inside the small bag into the larger bag. Then I'm going to try and make sure that I'm squeezing out as much air as possible from the larger bag. Zip-locking that. Again, do it several times so you can be sure. And now I'm going to put the gallon-sized large bag containing the small bag into another large bag. This is extra security in case you get a leak. You might want to do this in an area that has an easily cleanable floor or table, just in case, you never know. So now again, you get as much air as possible out of the bag, squeeze it around a bit, make sure you've got it all in there. Now, make sure that we really have it sealed. And there you have it. Now, what's next? Well, now what you're going to do is you're going to take the bag and you're going to shake it pretty vigorously. So I'm going to move some things out of the way so I can shake it around. And the idea is you've really got to work at it. You've got to really shake it a lot. You can do this to music. Put on a song, a shaking song, an ice cream song, a summer song, a goofy song, whatever song you want. Throw it up in the air. Make sure you catch it though. You can throw it to a friend. If you do this with a buddy, you can throw it, they can catch it, they can shake it around, wave it over your head. You've got to keep a tight handle on it though. Keep shaking it and shaking it. Now, you have to work at it for a little bit of time before you are going to notice anything changing in it. So, I can assure you that things will change. After a while, we are going to check what is happening with our smaller bag. We want to make sure that the ice cream is no longer a liquid, but is turning into a solid. So let's see how our bag is doing without actually taking it out. So you're going to find the bag inside the larger one and you're going to give it a bit of a squish with your fingers. Oh, mine has already become somewhat creamier and has a different consistency. I wonder whether it's ready to eat. Let's try it, shall we? Here I have a bowl and a spoon. Of course, because the whole idea of making ice cream is that we are going to eat it. So here is the bag, and you see that already it has the consistency of ice cream. Soft ice cream, not very, very hard ice cream. Now let's take it out however you like. If you can't wait, you can just eat it straight out of the bag with a spoon. Nobody will fault you for doing that. And of course, you should have at hand a lot of extra additions. You might want some chocolate sauce, some sprinkles, all kinds of other good things. So let's take some ice cream out right here. And as you can see, it really looks like ice cream, doesn't it? Shall we let Mr. Panda try it? I think that he would definitely approve. Let's try it. Delicious. And there you have it. Making ice cream using only a few ingredients. Now the ice and the salt are kind of interesting because the ice on its own would not make the ice cream very cold. So by adding salt, salt lowers the freezing point of ice cream, so it melts. And as it does so, it's going to pull heat away from whatever is close to it. In this case, the milk. This really helps the milk cool down. That's why we put the salt in with the ice. And the rest of it is just a lot of fun and a great way to enjoy some summer fun when it's not quite spring weather yet. Enjoy!